Suzuki brought its legendary Gixxer tag to the Indian market with the launch of the Gixxer 155. The motorcycle lived up to the expectations. The company then launched two 250cc motorcycles, the Gixxer SF250 and this, the Gixxer 250. Both the motorcycles impressed us in the BS4 guise. Now the models are BS6 compliant and we are testing the Gixxer 250. But have the new emission norms made the motorcycle dull? More importantly, is it worth the price premium over its rivals in the 250cc segment of the Indian market? Here we try to answer those questions in this review from BikeWale. Now before we get to the performance, let's talk about styling. The Gixxer 250 was introduced in the Indian market in 2019. The motorcycle featured an all-new design and thus it has received no changes in terms of styling during the BS6 transition. However, Suzuki has added this new MotoGP-inspired metallic Triton blue paint option to the Gixxer 250 that makes the naked roadster even more appealing. Everything else, however, is identical to the BS4 model, and the Gixxer 250 continues to pack an LED headlight at the front, a negative LCD display, a muscular fuel tank, split-style seats, an LED taillight and a twin-pod exhaust canister with a chrome tip and heat shield. The overall fit and finish is commendable, and the attention to detail is praiseworthy. These black bolt covers on the handlebar, for example, ensure the entire assembly has a black finish instead of exposing the mounting nuts. The paint and plastic too feel premium. The switches don't feel like they are from the Jurassic era, although they can use an upgrade. However, they are ergonomically placed and easy to access with or without riding gloves. The instrument cluster packs basic information, although it still hasn't received the Bluetooth connectivity upgrade. We could see that in the near future, but Suzuki is yet to announce a timeline on that update. The current display shows information about the speedometer, tachometer, odometer, 2 trip meters, fuel gauge and a gear position indicator. All the telltale indicators occupy the space around the LCD. While the overall styling is appealing, I'm not really a fan of the way the headlight looks. A GSX S750 inspired headlight would have made the overall package even more appealing. But that's not likely to happen anytime soon. And now to the question that we asked at the start of the video. Have the BS6 emission norms made the engine dull? Well, we are happy to report that the BS6 model is just as engaging as the BS4 motorcycle. The 249cc single-cylinder oil-cooled engine makes 26.1 bhp of maximum power and 22.2 Nm of peak torque. The engine is linked to a 6-speed transmission. Now we got a fuel economy of close to 34 km to a litre, which along with the fuel tank capacity can deliver a range of over 400 km between fuel stops. The engine starts to pull away cleanly from 4000 rpm onwards with a noticeable step up in acceleration post 6000 rpm mark, and it continues to build momentum even close to its red line. It will keep you engaged without being too intimidating, which should appeal to novice riders. The motorcycle feels comfortable to sit at highway speeds with minimal stress on the engine. You can also cruise in 3 digits, but the lack of protective screen makes the wind blasts evident. The 6-speed transmission feels crisp and we didn't face any issues with the gearbox. The vibrations too are well managed and you wouldn't feel them unless you are revving close to the motorcycle's red line. Let me fire up the engine for you to hear the exhaust note. The braking setup too delivers a decent feedback, although it would have felt even better with some more initial bite. The current setup, which comprises of disc brakes on both wheels, feels progressive. The safety net is handled by a dual-channel ABS. The Gixxer 250 uses a flat handlebar and these slightly rear-set foot pegs that deliver a sporty yet city-friendly and upright ergonomics. The seat height of 800 mm make the ground easily accessible and I can place both my feet flat on the ground. Moreover, the motorcycle is quite lightweight, so it is, as you can see, fairly easy to move around in tight parking spaces. One of the USPs of the Gixxer 250 is its handling prowess. It's effortless to push it around corners or flick it from one side to the other. The muscular fuel tank offers enough space to hold on to the motorcycle when leaning into a corner, and you'd have a blast around twisty roads. The sporty suspension tuning further aids the cause. However, it can get a little bothersome on rough surfaces. The turning radius, on the other hand, isn't something to write home about, and filtering through bumper-to-bumper traffic takes some efforts. The hardware, although premium, could have been better. The LED headlight, for example, delivers a decent spread in low beam, although the high beam is set too tall. The rear view mirrors too aren't very helpful, and you would end up staring at your elbows for most of the time. Lastly, the motorcycle misses side stand engine cutoff function, which would have improved the safety aspect of the ownership. The Gixxer 250 is an appealing motorcycle, but Suzuki can iron out a few small issues. An improved headlight performance, better positioning for the rear view mirrors, and the addition of a side stand engine cutoff function would improve the practicality aspect of the motorcycle. Moreover, it carries a price premium over its better equipped rival, the Bajaj Dominar 250, which may push away a few potential buyers. On the upside, the Gixxer packs a commendable build quality, a very enjoyable motor, and the hardware setup that make it an absolute treat to ride, and we'd buy this Japanese motorcycle for those reasons.